Let me think about that. One of my favorite, my favorite tattoo right now is probably and it's the most recent one I got. I got my knuckles done. It's kind of interesting getting your knuckles done because it really makes you a tattoo person. You know, no matter how many you've got before that. I guess the same would apply to your neck, but it kind of makes people treat you as a tattoo person from the off, which is interesting. I got Freeborn written on my knuckles, which is a reference to a guy called John Lilburn, who was a radical in the 1640s and neighbouring decades. He was known as Freeborn John, and he's one of my political heroes. So yeah, got it done by a guy called Oliver Peck, who's a legendary tattooist, who did them in Los Angeles the other day. I think that punk rock is still, as well as the kind of the worldview and the ethos. Yeah, I mean, you know, I feel like I learned a lot of what I know from songwriting from bands like The Descendants and NoFX and people like that. And there's an edge to it, I think, in the music that I make now. Also, I mean, a big part of it is just that I play guitar really hard and I sing really loud because I learned how to do those things in the practice room, which was really noisy. And it's funny, like, I mean, every time I sound check a microphone for a radio session or whatever, the guy always kind of goes, do some vocals, and I say, I sing really loud, and they go, okay, turn down the gain a bit, and then I start, and they go, so yeah, I feel like I learned most everything I know from DIY solo tours, although, I mean, it's important to stress that I started doing kind of DIY stuff when I was about 16. I was in a band called Knee Jerk. We self-released 2 records, we booked our own tours, and I did a zine, which was awful and terrible, and I hope no one ever finds a copy. And it's funny because I think there are some people who think that I'm not allowed to kind of lay claim to that idea anymore because I'm signed to a record label and all the rest of it, but that's not, to me that's getting it slightly wrong. DIY isn't necessarily about being completely on your own, but it's just about, if you are on your own, not being bothered by that and just doing whatever it takes to organise your life. And if somebody else there is putting out my records for me or booking my shows, that means I can get on doing other stuff and being proactive in other areas. So yeah, it's just about kind of seizing life by the throat. I mean, the kind of solo touring that I did immediately after Me and Deb broke up was really hand to mouth, and I learned a lot about self-reliance and independence, and about songwriting and about playing shows. And it was, yeah, I mean, it's funny, it's a period of time that's really easy to kind of get nostalgic about and romanticise now. I'm not sure quite how romantic it was at the time.